Imagine this. You have an assignment due tomorrow and you have barely started. You've been staring at the same question for 20 minutes and you still don't understand what you're supposed to do. You could keep working, you could ask your teacher, you could ask a friend, or you can open an AI chatbot. Within seconds, you have an answer. It sounds intelligent, it looks complete, and suddenly, the assignment that seemed impossible feels easy. But here's the question. Did you actually learn anything? Artificial intelligence has gone from something we mostly heard about in movies and technology news to something that many of us can access from our phones and computers every day. Students can use AI to answer questions, brainstorm ideas, explain difficult topics, summarize information, and even create entire pieces of writing. And this isn't some distant issue that might affect students someday. It's already here. According to Pew's Research Center 2026 research, 54% of teens surveyed and said that they use AI chatbots to get help with schoolwork. That means AI is already becoming parts of the way that students learn. But AI itself isn't necessarily the problem. The real question is, are we using AI as a tool, or are we allowing it to replace our own thinking?
AI can be incredibly useful, but there is a serious difference between using AI to learn and using AI to avoid learning. Think about it. A student may ask AI to explain a difficult concept in simpler words. That can help. That can be a helpful way to learn. But another student might copy an entire assignment into an AI chatbot, take the response, put their name on it, and submit it without actually understanding what they turned in. Those two situations may involve the same technology, but they're not the same kind of use. And the problem doesn't stop with the academic dishonesty. If students become dependent on AI every time they face something difficult, they may have fewer opportunities to practice solving problems, developing ideas, researching information, writing, and thinking independently. There's another issue that is easy to forget. AI can be wrong. An AI response can sound confident and still contain incorrect information. That means we can't automatically assume that something is true just because a computer generated it. And this issue is becoming more common. Pew Research Center reported in 2026 that 59% of teens said using AI to cheat was at least somewhat common at their school. So this isn't simply about one student making a bad decision. It is an issue that students, teachers, parents, and schools are all having to figure out. The problem isn't that AI exists. The problem begins when convenience becomes more important than learning.
Hi, my name is Jan. So, what is the solution? Should students stop using AI completely? No. Instead, we need to learn how to use it responsibly. AI can be a useful learning tool when we stay in control of the process. For example, instead of asking AI to write your entire essay, you could use it to brainstorm possible topics. Instead of copying on an answer to a question you don't understand, you could ask AI to explain the concept in a different way, easily understandable. Instead of turning in something AI wrote, you could use feedback to identify areas where your own writing could improve. And most importantly, you should check the information you receive. Don't assume that because an AI response sounds confident, it must be correct. The United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, also known as UNESCO, has emphasized the importance of human-centered approach to generative AI in education. UNESCO recognizes that AI can create opportunities for learning while also creating ethical and educational concerns. That balance is important. We're not saying that AI should disappear from education, we're saying that students need to understand where the line is. Before using AI for schoolwork, ask yourself three questions. Is this allowed? Am I still doing the thinking? And did I check the information? If you can honestly answer those questions, you're taking a much more responsible approach. AI should help you learn. It shouldn't replace your learning.
Imagine two students both have an important assignment due. The first student decides to let AI do almost everything. The topic comes from AI, the ideas come from AI, and the writing comes from AI. The student submits the assignment, receives a grade, and then moves on. At first, it sounds like the easier choice, but later, the student asks the student to explain the assignment, and suddenly, there's a problem. The student has the finished project, but they don't have an understanding about it. They use AI to brainstorm. They ask questions when they don't understand something. They use it to practice or review their ideas. But they still research, think, write, revise, and make the final decisions themselves. That student doesn't just finish an assignment, they actually learn from it. That the difference might not seem important when you're staring at the deadline late at night, but those choices can add up. If we always choose the fastest answer, we can lose opportunities to practice thinking for ourselves. But if we learn how to use AI responsibly, we can take advantage of new technology without giving up the skills that make us successful students. AI is going to continue changing education. We can't pretend it isn't. The goal isn't to choose between technology and learning. The goal is to make sure technology helps learning instead of replacing it. So don't ask, can AI do this for me? Ask, can AI help me learn this?
So what can we actually do? First, know your school's AI policy. Different teachers and schools may have different AI policies, so don't assume something is acceptable simply because an AI tool can do it. Second, use AI to support your learning instead of replacing your work. Ask for explanations, brainstorm, practice, review, but don't hand over your entire assignment and call it your own. Third, check what AI gives you. AI can make mistakes, so if the information matters, verify it using a reliable source. Fourth, protect your own voice. Your ideas, your experiences, your creativity, and your ability to solve problems are valuable. So don't give those things away just because a computer can produce something faster. And finally, think before you prompt. Ask yourself, am I using AI because it helps me understand something? Or am I using AI because I don't want to do it myself? That small pause can make a big difference. AI is going to continue changing education. We probably can't stop that. But we can decide what role it has in our lives. We can use technology without allowing it to think for us. So use AI, learn from it, question it, check it, but most importantly, keep thinking for yourself.
Call to action. Artificial intelligence is changing the way we learn, work, communicate, and solve problems. For students like us, AI is already a part of our everyday lives, and it is probably going to become even more common in the future. But the important question is not whether if AI is going to be a part of our future. The important question is how we choose to use it. AI can be helpful. It can explain a difficult concept, help us brainstorm ideas, give us practice questions, or help us look at a problem from a different perspective. Using AI does not automatically mean that someone is cheating or doing something wrong. The problem starts when we allow AI to do the thinking and learning for us. According to the Pew Research Center's 2026 research on teens and AI, many teenagers already use chatbots for schoolwork. Pew also found that some teens are concerned about AI's effect on critical thinking and creativity. These concerns matter because school is not only about getting the correct answer, it is also about developing the ability to think, solve problems, communicate, and change ideas independently. So before we use AI, we should stop and ask ourselves one simple question. Is AI helping me learn, or is it doing the learning for me? If AI is explaining something we don't understand, helping us practice, or giving us ideas we can evaluate, it can be a useful tool. But if we are copying an answer without understanding it, submitting AI-generated work as our own, or depending on AI every time something becomes difficult, then we are no longer using the technology responsibly. The choice is ours. We do not need to be afraid of AI. We do not have to completely avoid it. Instead, we need to learn how to use it responsibly. Use AI, learn from it, question it, check it, but never stop thinking for yourself. Because AI can be a powerful tool, but if we let it replace our own thinking, the tool become a trap. AI, tool or trap? Think before you prompt.